Freedom. 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 Freedom.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Sync in 4-4. My name is Rich Masotti. This is the official podcast of 4-4 Sync and Publishing. We're excited to be back. It's an honor to be joining you and to have you join us each and every week on multiple platforms while we do this, not quite live yet, but soon enough, while we do this every week, both in the video realm and the audio podcast realm for you. We've had a few episodes out already and some very special guests. Of course, Dave Kane, Soda James from Coventry Carols. And we've taken a little time here right up front at the outset. We've taken a little time just to sort of introduce ourselves and our mission. And in doing so, we hope you all feel like you've gotten to know my partners and myself a little bit along the way. You know who they are, of course, my partners, my buddies. We've got EP Wolfe and Chloe Sommer. Welcome back, guys.
Hello, love.
Hello, darling.
It's so nice. So nice to see you guys, and you look great. We've had the holiday come and go. We've had the launch come and go. How are you guys feeling?
I personally feel great. I mean, I've been in outreach mode. I'm searching for artists to bring into the mix. So I'm doing what I love to do, listening to new music, hearing new stuff, and just asking every artist that I meet, do you own your copyrights? Do you own your masters? Do you own your publishing? Let's go.
I love it. I love it. And Chloe, how's your week been? Anything new on the horizons?
Been great. I'm a year older. I'm not saying how old, but I'm a year older. I had a birthday party. I had a fun week. So everything is good.
Happy birthday
to you.
Woo!
Yeah, baby.
Wow, you can finally drink legally. Are you excited?
I know exactly. That's exactly what I'm so happy about. I can now drink legally.
Very nice.
And I have to say, I just celebrated 11 years of being clean.
God bless you, sir.
11th. Yeah, July 11th, 7/11. Easy date to remember, but
yes,
feeling good. And Chloe, obviously, we talked about it in the past. She has me on this regimen that is just killing it, man. I just got on the scale, and I came in at what, Chloe? 203.
203.
203.
Exactly.
Down from, I went to the doctor 2.5 years ago, got on the scale and was scared to death. I was like 264 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was really depressed and writing great music.
But for some reason, I went up 5 pounds. I have no idea how that worked, but
yeah,
I'm talking about that.
They say men have an easier time losing it, and women put it on faster. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We lose relationships faster too.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you look great, and thank you for mentioning that anniversary. That's very special. Both of you, very special anniversaries.
For
God
sure.
bless you both. God bless you both. Tonight, we also happen to be very fortunate that we get to bring into
My
the
boy.
we get to bring in. Now, this needs a little setup. This is very, very exciting, and I've been looking forward to this for weeks, almost
Me
months,
too.
since this whole effing idea came together. Okay.
Yeah.
So long time ago, EP was in a band called Channel. And in Channel, EP got together with the guy we're going to meet tonight. Now, that's not the whole story. The whole story is that this guy not only was the singer of the band, but one hell of a writer, still
Absolutely.
very, very important in the personal lives of both Chloe and EP, and is now the head writer for 4/4 Sync and Publishing. And we're going to tell you more about what that means. But first, I want to bring out Keegan Thompson because he goes way back with these two. And I, as a fan of the music, can't wait to hear more. Keegan, welcome, sir.
Hello there, folks.
Another
Who live
accent.
in my house. But, yeah.
I love it. How
Momentarily.
cool, right? Four corners of, well, I'm not there because I wasn't invited, but y'all have known each other a long
You've
time.
been here. You've been here.
I was there and I loved it. I can't wait to return. You guys go way, way back, and I don't want to waste any time here. I want to hear how you met. I want to hear enough about Channel that we can introduce some of the music, which is featured on the website for Sync and Publishing. And then I want to hear your thoughts on Freeman in particular, because I know it meant something, Keegan, to you, and that we considered using it close to Independence Day. So let's try to cover a lot. But let's start where you and EP first met.
Well, we met originally. It was back in the late 90s, and I was in another band called Bone Design. And we were shopping for a bass player because I was playing bass and singing. But I was like, if we had a really good bass player, I could just sing. And we auditioned AJ, who was the bass player for Channel, and he convinced me to come and check out what he was doing with Greg. At his studio on 40th Street, 41st Street, somewhere there in by Port Authority. He had Threshold Studios there, which was an amazing place. And, the first time we played, it was like, we obviously had a connection. And, there was a nice groove there, and it continued, and I ended up working with both bands for the next couple of years. But Channel was, the band that seemed to get more of an audience, and, we wrote some beautiful songs over the years. Greg and AJ would come up with some riffs. I'd come up with lyrics. And so AJ had this beautiful studio, Threshold Studio is what he called it. But it was in the room that Jeff Buckley had for his studio.
Okay.
And apparently AJ got in there after he had, passed on. Maybe there was some good vibes in there, preceding our band. Who knows? But we made some great music there, and it was just a luxury to be able to have a studio without the cost of a studio.
Right.
In New York City, I mean, it was like a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And Threshold Music had it was a beautiful studio. They bought a Trident board from England that they had flown over. So it was an all tube, beautiful board. Great tones. They put a lot of money into the studio. It was really beautiful.
Wow.
AJ used to, we had a singer we were working with, and he was really good, but it took him forever. He was a great singer, but he was not a great writer. So it took him AJ and I, AJ Francis and I were pumping out music, and it took us like a month to get a song down. The song was great, but AJ Francis and I were on a mission, and so AJ started auditioning for bands around the city to see if he could. AJ was great. He was very business savvy,
Right.
and so he was auditioning with bands to see if he could find a singer. He walked in and goes, "Dude, I met this guy." He walked into the rehearsal room with a bottle of wine in one hand and a cigarette in the other. He's like, "He's our guy."
And he writes.
And well, when Keegan first came in, he brought in, I think, like 3 notepads filled with lyrics. And it was like, and for people like AJ Francis and I, we were very serious about our craft. So to meet somebody that was serious about their craft was an immediate connection for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me say one thing about the bottle of wine. The bottle of wine was because I found that if you bring a 6-pack of beers to a rehearsal, they disappear. If you're chugging a bottle of wine yourself, nobody asks for a glass.
Especially when it's I don't know, what's one of those bottle of wines he really
No, it was a Spanish Rioja. They were cheap back in the late 90s.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
AJ was like, "You got to meet this guy."
Yeah.
And it was great. It was awesome. And after we got started, we're obviously every band has to go through that name thing. And Keegan and I were in the studio and we were talking, and we were like, it's like when songs come to you, like as a songwriter, anytime you write a song, that you're not really responsible for it. It's like it hits you like this, and you're like, how did I come up with that? And you're like,
Right.
Keegan and I were talking about that, and Keegan was like, yeah, it's like kind of like being a channel. And I was like, channel? I was like, yeah, that's totally effing it, like channel.
I like
and
that.
we were both like, I was like, that's the name. And we were like, AJ, channel. That's the name of the band.
I love that.
I
love that.
And
It says
also,
so much.
as far as channel, I spent a lot of time in North Carolina, and the channels, it's like a river flowing. They flow in, they flow out. You catch fish when they go out, and it's
Okay.
It's like a marriage.
It's a philosophical, spiritual.
Oh, it's in, it comes out. It goes.
Oh, that too. Sure.
Yeah.
Occasionally, if one's lucky. If
My
one's
marriage, the flow just kept going outwards.
lucky. Yeah. Marriage. Let's not.
So it was a deep conversation that ended up becoming the name of the band, which was really dope.
I love that. And you got lucky. He showed up with a bottle of wine and a few books full of songs, and you all vibed and created one big channel.
Yeah,
So
it was awesome. The energy between the four was definitely the live shows really were. It like every band talks about that moment where you have like that, like it's not going to get better than this. And we had a lot of those moments. And when we were all in sync, man, there was no band better. It was really phenomenal.
I love that. I love that. And you've always spoken about the channel songs and the channel music very delicately, very respectfully. And I mean, I'm someone who's gotten to know you in reverse that way, right? I know all of your more recent work before I know the roots, so to speak. So it's an interesting experience for me. But you've always spoken with reverence about your channel days.
Of course. And you know what? The coolest part about it was like, Keegan was fronting the band and he looked like some fucking Viking god. And then you had AJ who my personality, like I loved jumping around I love to entertain, but I'm also like I love to crack jokes, and I'm like that, I act like a short person. And it was the first time I was in a band. I'm 6'1". I was the shortest guy by like 3 inches. So it was like, so it like fit my personality. Everybody in the band was like, Keegan, how tall are you? 6'3", 6'4"?
I was 6'3" back then. I'm now 6'2", and I'll be 6 foot by the time I'm dead.
Nice. Yeah, we're shrinking. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Not everything is shrinking. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Definitely not your ego, Greg.
Oh boy, or the quality of his jokes.
What about
Quality
let's set up like crossing? I think we're gonna listen. You want to listen to a track? I mean, I think we should listen to a track.
Yes. Which one do you want to hear first? Tell me.
I think we had the honor of being able to work with a guy named John Sickett, and he came in. We had like maybe 14 songs at that point, and we all sat down and we were working with a guy named Bill O'Coin at that time, who was the manager of Kiss, and Billy Idol, and AJ's family knew him well, and he agreed to help manage the band. So we had Bill O'Coin, who has tons of experience with 7-figure bands, and then we had John Sickett engineering and producing. We were given the gift of 4 songs, and Crossing Where It's Deep is the song that we opened the 4-song demo with that we were shopping around to labels. And it was the song that everyone said, let's open up the album with this. So, why not that? Right, Keegan? I mean, that was a cool experience with John Sickett, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was great working with John. He was talented. It was nice to work with different engineers because they had their own ideas, and we reflected what we needed out of them, and it was it was great to work with different people.
Really cool.
Joe Hogan as well with Loho.
Yeah, Joe Hogan was great, but for this album we worked with John Sickett, which was awesome. And I think even Joe did come in to.
Now, did we do that all at AJ's, or was that at the auditorium as well?
Actually, because of John Sickett was Steve Lillywhite, who's a famous producer, Aerosmith and Black Crowes, and I mean the list goes on and on. John Sickett was Steve Lillywhite's personal engineer, and so Steve Lillywhite owned a studio in downtown called The Theater, and it was literally a movie theater where they ripped out most of the seats. They put the control room in where the film projector was. And we recorded all the drums for this on that stage. Wow. We had mics in the back of the theater, on the stage, on the drums. So it was an unbelievable experience. But that was Steve Lillywhite's personal studio.
Well, I thought it was the auditorium, though. It wasn't?
It was an old movie theater. Yeah.
Right. But wasn't it called the auditorium?
No, it was called the theater.
The theater?
Yeah.
All right. Well, drunken memories. You never know.
Drunken memories. All right, so it sounds like we're going to roll Crossing Where It's Deep.
Let's do it, man.
All right, baby. Now I'm going to play it, and then if you wish, I'll insert something visual later.
Sure, let's do that.
Well,
stepping up to the front of the stage, ripping into this.
You know what? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I love stepping up to the front of the stage and ripping into this.
You've just got to come again. I only live myself to you. You better let me in. Trying out to gaze about you, knowing where I've been. Oh, like you're strong enough, give you what you need. Roll along the shoreline, it will grow so well it's
So good.
Okay. You know, it's before we get on to the
So good.
before we get on to the lyrical content, the when I first met, is that playing again? When I first met AJ, AJ and I met at a audition for another band. There were lines of people outside, and AJ and I got pulled into the same room at the same time. And AJ was like, as soon as I heard you just hit a chord, he was like, I know that this is a guy. And he said, why don't you come to I'm going away for a week. Why don't we meet up in a week? And do you have any music? And I said, sure. I've been recording since I've been 14. And I had a cassette. I had a Fostex 8-track cassette recorder. And I recorded all of these demos on it because I was trying to find a band. And I brought this cassette in, and the first track that we listened to was Crossing Where It's Deep. Obviously, without vocals, it was just a raw music track. Mm-hmm. And AJ was like, "Who's the drummer on this?" I'm like, "It's a drum machine, bro." And he's like, "Who's the bassist?" I'm like, "It's a fucking keyboard, bro." And he's like, "This sounds insane." I was like, "All right, cool." And he's like, "What else you get?" And so, but it was the first song that we listened to together in the studio, and he's like, we got to do this, you know?
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So that song really that song was like not only the beginning of this, but also the beginning of the band, you know?
Amazing. Amazing. Now, Keegan said you all weren't really together all that long. I know you experienced a lot in a very short time. What is it? What is the heart of the Channel story, and why does Keegan have to be the guy at the center of all our original writing?
Well, AJ and I met, and we immediately started writing. We were auditioning drummers, and AJ was like, "Look, I know this guy Francis, but he's kind of done. Like, he doesn't want to be in a band." And so we invited Francis to the studio. It was like 5 p.m. on a Saturday or Sunday or something. And Francis came in, and we started playing. And the next time we looked at the clock, it was like 2:30 in the morning. And we were all like, this is great. Like the energy and the vibe between the three, like we were just like, you know, because we're all serious guys when it comes to music, you know, like, and when you're in New York, you meet a lot of great people, but musically, like, we just clicked. It just really clicked. And so we were like, let's do this. So we started auditioning singers, and we found this guy who was like really cool, tattoos on his neck, had a really great voice, but just horrible writer. So AJ and I were AJ, Francis, and I, obviously in the studio, we were just continuing to record songs. We just kept recording and working on tracks at night. And AJ Francis and I were like, look, the guy's good, but we got to find somebody who can, like, our goal is to be successful, and we need somebody that writes the way that we do, like every day. We were just pumping out music. We were like inspired.
Sure.
And so we were, our worry was, if we get to the point where we actually get a management company or even a recording contract, this isn't going to be good. Like, we need to find somebody, because we need to walk in with like 20 songs, and the producer is going to pick 8 to put on an album. But at this rate, we're not going to get there for another 5 years. So, we like the guy. It's never easy firing anybody.
Sure.
It's difficult, whether it's a band or business. It's just not easy. And so AJ was going out and auditioning with bands, and AJ was really great, and AJ was really instrumental in pushing this to go forward. Like, he really felt it, and we all did. But AJ, for some reason, was like, we needed to find a singer. So AJ was being like super proactive, like, where we, put out some ads and stuff. So, but AJ was out there auditioning bands on the hunt for a singer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And walked in with the story about Keegan, and we were like, let's see how it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to see this guy. He showed up with a bottle of wine. He's got all this material, and you're hoping to get signed and to actually go somewhere with this music.
We wanted this. It's being in a band is a business.
Of course.
It is a business. And, but at the core of the business is the energy, like, if you don't have a band, you don't have a business,
Correct.
And it was serious. I mean, there was a lot of money that was put into the band. We had every opportunity presented to us.
We were just on the wrong coast of the country.
Yeah.
Everything blown up. We were like New York, like, hello.
Yeah.
West
But it is what it is. And,
whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's also not a story with an unhappy ending, because look, here we are now, and your songs are still alive, and you're both still writing new ones.
The songs are timeless. I can say that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So talk about
absolutely.
that. Right.
Yeah.
So Keegan and Channel are both on the roster, if you will, for 4/4 Sync and Publishing. Obviously, anyone who wants access to the Channel music can do so through you and through that site. But
absolutely.
But you and Keegan in particular, you guys also have this incredible gift and a plethora of material already at the ready. Talk more about that, please. Yes. Yeah, I know you've been experimenting recently, even.
Keegan's been working on some great stuff, but I'll let him. I'll let him. I have a trunk filled with lyrics, which the majority of them I wrote over probably a 20-year period. But yeah, I got a lot of songs that probably only maybe 5 to 10% have been recorded, but a plethora of songs and beginnings of songs and bridges here and there. But like, it's kind of like go back in time when I reinvestigate like some song out of my archive. It's like, wow, because you can kind of go back and look into yourself and how you were feeling at that time period when you wrote those lyrics back in the 90s. It's a long time ago now. Sure. Yeah.
There ain't no two ways about it. It's a half a life ago.
So while we're on the discussion, I would love to hear I think the lyrics to Crossing Where It's Deep are freaking phenomenal, man. What is that story about, Crossing Where It's Deep, exactly? What is that story to you?
Well, it's a song about if you're gonna be in my world, we're gonna go deep into things and how it's not gonna be like a fake ride knowing me. You're either going to experience, because I wear my soul and my heart on my sleeve. I don't like lie to people to tell them things are okay. If I'm fucking pissed off, I will tell them. If I had a bad day, I will tell you. If I had a good day, I will tell you. But if you're going to be in my orbit, you're going to experience me.
Was
So we're crossing where it's deep.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because I love that. I mean, the one thing I have to say about when we would perform live, like I knew the words, man. I was singing the words while I was playing. Like I was so in tune with it, and I always love that, man. It's rough along the shoreline, and you're crossing where it's deep. Orange Channel knows me. It's coming out to me. Yeah, I can't remember them that well, but I remember the melodies big time. Bringing out the hottest thing. What is that line in particular? I always loved opening the show with that because when you said bringing out the hottest thing you've ever seen, I always felt that
Yeah,
was
all the lyrics in that song are self-evident.
Okay, cool. Love that.
So yeah, it's meant to say, it's kind of like the beginning of the Magical Mystery Tour. You know, it's like, this is what I'm bringing to you.
Nice. Yeah, I always love that line, and then it kicks into the heavy part. Man, it's so cool. I love that. Really love that part.
Sweating out the poison, getting off my way, knowing greater joys are coming, longing every day, head above the surface still, floating while I wait, treading water, sinking slowly, thinking of your face. A new day rising with me. I'm good to go again. Senior moment there. No greater joys are coming. Got my goals to 10. Don't mind burning bridges. When there's no easy way, I'd offer you forgiveness, but you might have to beg.
I love that line.
I'll meet you when the rain comes. There ain't no time to waste. The purple sky and gray sun, a reflection of our fate. Got no time for grave thoughts. A brick's tied to my waist. I'll tell you when the day is done. We've got to come again.
Yeah, love it.
I don't know how I even remember that, but
it's awesome, man. I totally dig it, man.
Into the brain after 25 years.
Now, God, man, and after Crossing Where It's Deep, we wrote a song called The Inside, which is like super dope. And
yeah, a lot of these songs, it was when, I had joined Channel, and I went, because every year I go to North Carolina to be with my family, who moved down there, 97, I guess. But my grandfather was born and raised there, and I always went down there every year. But that was always my getting back to my core, was always floating in the water there, on the beach, and in the channels, in the bays of North Carolina, and that's where I always brought my guitar. That was my happy place. I would go 2 weeks out of the year if I was lucky, and my time to let loose and unwind and be creative. And luckily, I was like, all right, I got to write 5 songs in 2 weeks, and I think I did write 5 songs in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of which was called In Waves, which Greg and I will probably redo that. That was a big, heavy AJ bass.
Yeah, AJ kind of was the catalyst for
that. And that was, just remembering it, which is this is a recorded song, but it was a 9-day swim to where I'd been sitting on the shore, 9 days before. A fine new day begins beside the glare reflected by the waves. They move me in any way. So it was a song about being swept out on a riptide into the fucking ocean and just treading water for 9 days. And then it was pretty. I wrote a lot of dark stuff back then, but it was that was the song that didn't make it. You know, it wasn't happy enough to be.
We got that close,
but
and
there were a bunch of songs written that summer, which became, you know, part of the core of the first group of songs we recorded.
Yeah.
With Channel.
And the inside was one of the first songs.
Yeah, and that was there too. I sit on the sand, reaching from the inside.
Yeah,
that was about, you know.
Yeah, and the inside was one of the first songs that I think when AJ, Francis, and I were jamming, that was one of the songs that we kind of were like, let's see if this will work, and we just locked in. I loved playing with AJ because he could play bass like just the way we would lock. When you hear the chorus, like just the way that AJ and I locked in, like we're if you think about it, we're a 3-piece band with a singer, and the band sounded so huge live, and we were just a 3-piece band, but the way that AJ played and the way that it locked in, like, and you'll hear it in this recording, like it really, and of course Keegan was one of the few singers that had a powerful enough voice that could actually sail above this monster of a sound that we were creating, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Perfectly put.
Yeah, man. And
AJ owned the studio, so he had a little bass-heavy engineering approach to things.
Yeah, totally. But not with John Sickett. John Sickett produced this record, so it, you know, he really toned it in.
But AJ was there after hours talking to John, like, "Hey, John."
Totally. But AJ
a little bit.
AJ also walked into the studio.
Love you, AJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, AJ passed, which was horrible. But AJ walked into the studio one night and he's like, "Greg, I got this new sound. This is going to kill." And he set up 2 Marshall stacks, and he brought in a 12-string bass. So he had a huge bass amp, like an 18-inch speaker with 2 Marshall stacks, and he brings in this 12-string bass, hits the distortion, and just starts like riffing. And it was like, you don't even need me anymore, bro. He was so into, like, I loved working with him because he was really just wanted to create the biggest sound possible. You know, he loved rock, and we all loved rock, but we really, as a writing unit, like, AJ Francis and I, but AJ and I would just sit in that studio for hours just writing music nonstop. And like the way that he was so great to work with because he really understood structure. You know, he understood opening, verse, bridge, chorus.
Okay.
Like just he got it. He understood, like, you need to create. It's like you need to create something that's going to move people, man.
Right.
And so it was like the perfect canvas for the lyrics that just have so much. The lyrics have as much depth as this fucking sound that we created. You know.
I love the way you describe it.
Yeah, man. That's how it felt to me anyway. And AJ, you know, AJ and I were super tight. Yeah. So
Sorry to hear that. Okay. You want to play the inside now? Let's do it.
Yeah.
The Inside by Channel.
On the sand, reaching from the inside. And the sun warms my hand, but the ground is cold as it was last night. Will I that I had was a land to keep. Is it for real this time? What could it be this time? What could it be? Always trying to change your mind and question the answer you had inside. I was searching, I never find. It's been there all the time. Yeah. When the breeze, I feel release. In the treasure that I sought lies beneath me. And I can see this time, who I'll be this time, the better part of me. Yeah. Oh, always trying to change your mind and question the answer you had inside. I was searching, no, you never find. It's been there all the time. We're always trying to change your mind, and it's been there all the time. Oh, we've been sad inside, you were mad inside all the time. So bad to your mind. Oh, inside. Oh, inside. Oh, here comes again. Well, you're always trying to change your mind and question everything you had inside. Always something you never find, and it's been there all the time.
And I remember my. So when we originally recorded the song, it finished with this kind of ode to Randy Rhoads on a classical guitar doing a thing that was after the drums.
Yes.
And I remember walking into the studio and Bill and John were there and like, Greg, we're gonna listen to the song, and we listened. And I was like, wait, where did that badass thing? They were like, we cut that shit. we're here to make records, not art.
Oh, geez, Louise! I tell
But
you,
that song, man, that's playing that song live. Oh my god! And it's this is back in the early '90s, and we were playing a lot of stuff in open C tuning. So like what a lot of these new metal bands are playing, and with the 7 strings, like we were playing a lot of stuff in drop open C, like very like. So when you listen to that chorus and when you listen to it on speakers, it's thick as thick can be, man. It is.
Wow.
It's rock, you know. And that on stage, AJ had to have a couple basses, and I had to have 4 guitars because we were playing in all of these like whack tunings, but like tunings that really brought out the best in each song.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
I mean, I've only heard the track a few times myself. I mean, not only does it bring me back to a time period, but it does definitely get me in the gut somewhere. So I hear you in there, and sonically, there's no surprise to me whatsoever that this is the kind of stuff you all were putting together back.
And Keegan, I love that explaining the way, because I love the it's always been there. It's on the inside, and it's like I just feel like, I don't know, man. What is the story behind those lyrics?
Well, if the story is basically when you're trying to search for yourself, you don't really need to fucking look, because it's already been there. You just need either something to push you over the edge or something to readjust your reality to bring you to the point where you realize that you have what you need to succeed in your current life, at least. Maybe not like, become the king of the world, but you can be happy with what you got, probably.
Yeah.
Everyone is different.
Yeah.
But, it's probably in there somewhere if you can find it.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome.
And
That was my take on it too. So I'm glad you confirmed that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I marvel at the concept, because you say it so matter-of-factly. But boy, how many of us need that advice? How many of us need to hear that?
Especially now.
Right?
Yeah.
And apparently we can hear the message over and over again and still not get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. And I know that I think hands down, I know that the next song is like something that Keegan had created, and it was one of the first songs that like Keegan had come in with the music and the words. I think we added a bridge and a solo or something, but the song was like 90% done, and it was like one of the first songs that we did that was like probably like 90% of it was written by Keegan coming in, and we were like, that song is kick ass. And that song Free Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, all of the lyrics and vocal melodies were written by me.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Greg and AJ would show me riffs, and we would develop the song from that point.
Yeah.
But they always had a plethora of different options. Greg was showing me a song we had started but never finished, and I was like, it brought me back 23 years, and I'm like, yeah, I still don't have anything for that. Even though it's like a great riff, but I'm like, you got to feel it.
Yeah.
And it's there. And if you don't, you move on to the next. Because you can't like spend wasted time trying to figure out something if there is no flow to it. If you don't feel it, go on to the next one and try and make that happen. Because
I love that story.
Yeah,
I love that story with Van Halen talking about when you hear the demo tapes that Van Halen made in 74, 75, and some of those songs ended up on 1984 because they just didn't click.
Right.
So you keep them in your basket, and then one day you're going to hear it and go, oh yeah, no, I get it. Let's do that.
Yeah, you might have to grow before that song is ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, dude, right? That would be a great name for a publishing company. You got to grow, and then where you go. I don't know. So.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
We should have had "Growing Like a Weed" on for tonight. That'll be next. You
know what? If come to the website and listen to one of the most epic journeys that you will ever go on with a song that I feel like that song is our physical graffiti. Like it's like I feel like it's our cashmere. You know what I mean? Like musically and the journey it takes you on. AJ came in with the riff, and then we worked out the parts, and it like like that song, The Inside. I mean, you've got these incredible, like when you listen to The Inside and it's coming out of the bridge part and it's going dun 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 dun, like it's got these really orchestral moments, and Growing Like a Weed really takes you on this insane journey, and it is a phenomenally powerful song for sure. I love that
Growing
song.
Like a Weed. Growing Like a Weed, you said.
Yeah, I love that song as well, Keegs.
But now I must say, as far as channel, this will be on another episode or whatever at some point. The Dunes it's basically, hopefully not a prophetic post-apocalyptic song that I wrote, inspired by a book about, some kind of drought-ridden end-of-days scenario. That's another discussion for another day.
That song too is
because, I wrote it when stuff was still green and lush, and now it's like, damn. It ain't looking so good. But whatever. We'll cross that bridge.
We will.
Let's talk. I would love to talk about Freeman, because
set that up for us. Let's talk about Freeman. Why? I know we were hoping to get this playing as close to the holiday as possible. But Keegan, why is this one particularly special to you? I mean,
because Freeman. Okay, it's about the freedom that music brings to any human. And I can say this: if aliens are paying attention to humans, music would probably be the most prized thing to them, I would think, because it's so unique. It's not destructive. It only brings joy, or at least emotion and energy.
Yeah.
And, that's, the song, the beginning of the lyrics, I'm just a free man. This is all I claim. Music is a tree for me. I sit underneath its shade. And I've been through storms here, and I don't mind the rain. And I've learned so much more here than I ever could explain. So that in itself is a good setup for the whole song. Which
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's been a refuge for me, letting out the energy when I sing is a freeing thing to me. And I think for anyone who sings and plays music, it releases you. It releases that creative side of you that needs to be released. And that's basically what the song is about. Every tone digs in my bones, and every note I hear brings me where I've been, and everything I've bottled up in my head, it's gone now. I ain't got room for that here. Boom. I mean, it's about freeing yourself through music. There we go.
I'm just a free man. This is all I claim. And music is a tree for me. I sit underneath its shade. I've been through storms here. I don't mind the rain. I learned so much more here than I ever could explain. I will build a home here. I will bear the weight, and I will bring the stones to lay on not alone here. I am my company, and things are sure to grow here, and they grow inside me. And every note takes in my bones, and every tone that I hear brings me where I've been, and everything I blow up in my head when it's gone down. I ain't got room for hate. If I found you bleeding, your mind in disarray, I'll nurse you back to healing so you can fight another day. We could spend the evening and think of what we've gained. For me and my sons are children, and they beg me what to play. And every note takes in my bones, and every tone that I hear brings me where I've been, and everything I roll up in my head is gone now. I ain't got room for it I'm just a free man. This is all I claim. And music is a dream for me. I sit underneath its shade. I've been through storms here. I don't mind the rain. I learned so much more here than I ever could explain.
Such a great song.
It really is.
Such a great song.
It really
And
is.
you get all the elements in there too, man. Like just beautiful, like Nashville slide guitar and big chorus and great stuff, man. Just really great
And this
stuff.
is the first song that Chloe witnessed me singing.
Yeah, I was going to say that the first time I ever saw Channel play, I walked in and you were just about to go to stage just before you went to stage. And then that's the song I heard. And I was like, yeah, this band
That's
is
awesome.
That was back when I could fit into my pigskin leather pants.
Yeah, those leather pants were great, man. Yeah, they were great. And you used to always be on stage with your shirt off.
You all sounded amazing. You all
That's
great
right.
performances. You all were.
That was also the
amazing.
show where
And
that was also the that was the
and
show.
Hey,
where,
we can't hear you.
No, of course not.
Can't
Babe,
hear.
speak up.
What?
We couldn't hear what you were saying there.
No, Chloe, you were sharing something very nice. We want to make sure we
No,
hear.
I just said everybody looked really good. Everybody looked great, and the leather pants didn't hurt. That's what I said. I mean, it wasn't hard to look at for sure.
Yeah.
I remember walking into, I think, was it the Lion Den?
The elbow room.
The elbow
was-
room.
It was the elbow room. Yeah.
Was it? Well, either way, it doesn't matter what it was.
That was the club where you first saw us. Yeah.
Okay, so I walked in and you had a bunch of groupies, I think, sitting in the front or whatever, and you know, watching you guys like close up, and it was quite funny.
Yeah.
And
It was the elbow room.
you were well worth watching for sure. And music was great. But yeah, Freeman was the first song that
I think it was Greg. I think it was the Lion's Den.
you know what? I feel like it was too.
I think it was
because
the
I
Lion's
had
Den.
the-
It was on the
I-
other
I-
side of the street. It wasn't a big room.
Yeah, I know, and also I remember on my phone machine, you know, the old recordings you had back then when you had to leave a recording and you had to press button and somebody left your recording.
Yeah.
I so clearly remember Keegan go, "We playing at the Lions Den."
Oh, cool. Cool.
I don't know why, but that's
No,
just
no,
sticking
it
in my
was. It
head.
was. I remember it was a low ceiling place.
Yeah.
It was not elbow room.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I also think I saw you at the elbow room, but definitely
No, you saw us there.
yeah
But
Yeah. That was
later on.
It's awesome.
I think, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that was you remember that was the song that they were doing the first time. I love that.
I mean,
I
was
believe
like,
we
wow.
opened with it. Yeah.
yeah, that was the
So
first
cool.
song I heard ever. And
That's what it's all about. And when the song ended, I was moved to want to ask in particular, Chloe, what your reaction to the song, because I know you know it a long time, and perhaps I was just getting a vibe because there it is. You don't have to tell us. It was the very first song you heard them play.
Yeah, I mean, I was so sold on their music. I thought this band was amazing. I mean, I didn't know I was going to get to know them all really well, whatever.
Mhm.
But you know, and one in particular.
Even better.
But you know, I just thought this is great music, and you know, obviously, you know, I love music, but I just thought these guys really got what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, wow. I mean, this is music, and of course there was many other songs, and everyone was as good as the next or whatever. But it was quite amazing. I had a scapegoat with me in case I didn't want to like stay and watch the music or whatever, because I was invited. But we stayed through the whole thing.
I love
And
that.
wanted more encores and you know the whole lot. It was like and then you know got to meet everybody afterwards, and of course got to know everybody personally, and it's just been a great experience. Of course, you know.
We had
Sadly,
we
we lost AJ, but we got to know everybody before that happened, you know. But yeah. It's amazing.
We have some, I mean, just some really great loyal fans, you know, that I still stay in touch with. And I mean, people that got the band, like really got the band. And it was, you know, sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't. But my memories are we achieved what I feel like we achieved a lot more than what a lot of bands achieve with the way that we touch people. And I mean, people were really grateful and thankful for the message that we brought, and also the live show that we gave. I mean,
you had a solid following. You know, these people, they were just like,
and they still reach out to this day. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Still reach out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's why people like me. That's why I connect with someone like you, EP. That's what happens here.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be on top of the world for people to be reaching out to you decades later still, because they enjoyed the music three guys came together and made.
Oh, for sure. And it certainly helped. I mean, I know Keegan after Channel kind of disbanded and stuff. The albums that I did with Voice of the Population and then EP and the Gates of Dawn, whenever I would do shows, I mean, people would show up that originated from Channel, and just totally just awesome, just really awesome. And you can't ask for anything more than that, you know.
Agreed. As an artist, as a musician, as someone who cares enough to create something and share it with others, you hope it lands and
Yeah.
that people remember. I mean, you've taken me on a journey with your music, with the channel music, with the stories you've begun to tell here tonight. I mean, we're fortunate. Keegan's not going anywhere. Keegan is a member of this team and will be around for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was going to say earlier, even just sitting around with you all for a few hours, when he would drop in and out of lyrics, it was like you could tell he would transport somewhere. He'd know exactly where he was. He'd know exactly why. These things live on and now have a chance to breathe new life because of what we're doing together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
On that note, I think that, more than speeches, laws, written documents, the one thing that will translate through the millenniums are songs by people.
Yeah.
I mean, songs through generations of peoples from all over the world. They are the one thing that survives when all paper is burned due to destruction of, politics and war. Songs remain in people's brains because it's in their souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's-
Across politics, across continents. Do you envision a time when they'll ever try to stop us from listening to it?
I think that would be the point where people would revolt above everything else. You're trying to take away people's joy.
I don't want to open a dangerous door here, but I had to ask.
Yeah.
That is Pandora's box, no doubt. You try
I think
to
that's-
shut that off.
Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful way to close, is that music is what ties us all together and what will be remembered. And especially I loved how Keegan brought up if aliens do come down, the really unique gift that humans have is the gift of creation. Like we create something out of nothing, and it is given to us by the universe, but still it is a special gift that human beings have, is the ability to create, and music will definitely be in the forefront of that for sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's as if you all are the channel, the instruments,
Yeah. The channel.
right? Beautiful way to close.
You cannot pry the joy from my cold dead hand. What is that saying about the gun? You can't pry my gun for, I don't know, something.
Yes.
There's something about that, but replacing that with, because I think Keegan is spot on about that. About if you take away, I think you could take away sports, people could live, but if you start taking away people's music, I think that's where the line will be crossed.
Yeah.
Because it's what's better than driving down the highway with your favorite song on? It's like songs can, you hear a song that you heard back when you were 14 and it transports you there. It's like
Sure.
magical.
But it's like he said it. The soul. There's a language there. There's a bonding material there that I don't think we realize in many other practical ways here on Earth. To be honest with you,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went here.
We're deep.
You're crossing where it's deep into the inside, where you can become a free man.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. And fortunately, thank you, Keegan Thompson. We can have you back whenever the fuck we want to. Thank you, E.P. Wolfe, Chloe Sommer. Yes, I love it. Keegan Thompson will be the man who writes your custom creation when that time comes. Until then, we're going to be featuring his music, Channel's music, EP Wolfe's music, and the music of the artists on our roster. We are 44 Sinkin Publishing. This is Sinkin 44 for EP Wolfe, Chloe Sommer, Keegan Thompson. I'm Rich Masotti. Stay healthy, go to health, and we will see you back here. We will see you back here next week. Thank you.
From the things that hold us back, yeah, freedom. From the things that hold me back, yeah, freedom. Can you give me love just one more time, freedom?
Dude, that's great. That's fucking great, dude. Yes. Yeah, I love it.